Denki, we like to think of ourselves as a digital toy shop, I suppose, or a workshop, or a digital... We make toys in the digital virtual medium, and we're small, so boutique. And I guess the reason we focus on that sort of thinking is more because we kind of think of what we're making as little virtual toys, rather than just sort of, pixels or polygons. Or we actually treat them like they're real things that really exist. And I like to think that comes through the sort of stuff we make. We've been going for about 22 years now, and we've worked on lots of different platforms, from everything from Game Boy to set-top box to mobile phones, early mobile phones, to more recent mobile phones, consoles, computers, etc. So probably pretty much everything that has ever existed ever. So that's us. I was creative director at DMA Design, which became Rockstar, and so you just kind of reached a point where a few of us decided it would be nice to do smaller things. We spent years making games, and they take that ever to make, and it was getting a bit frustrating. And I think we just wanted to make things, smaller, faster, leaner, meaner, and with a sort of cuter edge to it, I suppose, something a little less serious.
Like a lot of ideas, it was actually a bit of an accident. I was already a big fan of Factorio, and I was a big fan of the Scratch programming environment. And I spent a day on a farm helping out a friend. And I'd never been on a farm before, and realized that there's actually quite a lot of systems involved in running a farm, and they all feed into each other in interesting ways, and they take quite a lot of people to make all that happen, all the farm hands. And that's where, so I started putting together a prototype that copied this, and that's where it fell out from there. When Autonauts finished, we loved the mechanic of the combination of base building and bots, programming the bots, and getting all that to work as a big factory. And we recognize that you can adapt that to many different kinds of genres, and still retain the factory automation element of it. And so we started to put together a range of different ideas, like automate my dungeon, I think was one of them, and automate my hospital, and but we landed on automate my tower defense game, I guess, as it was the one that had the most, it was quite different to just automating a factory. It brought a level of excitement that the other ones didn't quite have, and we weren't quite sure where to go with the other ideas. So this was sort of the best of the ideas at the time.
But I guess the biggest difference is the fact that you get to do the opposite of what you did before. I mean, before the game was completely about building, constructing, evolving. This, suddenly you're doing the opposite. You are destroying things, and it does feel a little weird, but it's quite a big difference that you've got the antithesis of the original game going on here, with the original game still at its heart. So that's probably the biggest difference to me, is you've gone from construction to destruction.
AVPB has been deliberately built for new players, so there's a lot of great new tutorials been added into that, and you'll learn a lot about all the different systems. So either game can be started as a new player. You don't need past experience from Autonauts in order to enjoy AVPB.
We love what we're doing with Autonauts. I mean, the reason we're still doing Autonauts stuff is because there's just so much stuff you can do with it, and we're still really into it, which is lovely, and still want to do more with it. So Piratebots will not be the last. We've got this crazy plan for decades worth of all these different Autonauts modes, games, ways to play, and so on. And I'm really looking forward to doing more with it.